Stay Alive, number 5. Hi guys, today's video is about Mr. Dose. Yes, I have him back, and he's in the garage, which I pushed him in the garage yesterday morning, and it was a huge pain pushing this car in the garage with the engine in it now. I thought because he's a little car, he'd be nice and light, but the car hasn't driven in probably a year. I'm gonna go sit down real quick because I'm seeing stars. But yeah, I got Mr. Dose back in the garage and I worked on him a little bit last night. First thing I gotta do tonight is I need to hook up all the coolant hoses, and then I'm going to connect all the harnesses from the engine harness to the body harness, and then hook up all the engine harness stuff to the sensors on the engine, because none of the harnesses are connected right now. None of the coolant hoses are hooked up. So get that taken care of. Hopefully I have everything I need. We shall see. So time lapse, please. You take me down. Reading all the signs out loud, feeling you now. Take me, breathing you now. Luckily there's no oil in here. So I got the crush washer today at O'Reilly's. Use my wrenches, some scissors. And it was really cool because when I got the I can't talk, I'm so tired. When I got the crush washer from O'Reilly's today, the guy working there knew who I was. So if you're watching, hi. I thought that was so cool. Someone recognized me. Please don't be any fluid in here. That would really suck. I don't have a drip pan. Okay, good, let's try. There's the old crush washer. And here's the new one. It's a Teflon crush washer on the 3S GTE. In case you're wondering, I'm gonna put that guy on there. I'm gonna get out of here before I fall asleep or get eaten by bugs. So since I pretty much put new gaskets on every sealing surface on this entire engine, with the exception of head gasket, I just put 1 quart of oil in there, and I'm gonna go underneath the car real quick and inspect to make sure there's no like massive leaks, which there shouldn't be. And then I'll put the rest of the oil in. Okay, let me scooch under here. Lovely, my hair's dragging on the ground. Everything looks dry, I don't see any oil yet. That's a good sign. But yeah, I got Mr. Dose back in the garage, and I worked on him a little bit last night because it has been ridiculously hot. It was 106 yesterday, it's supposed to be like 104 today. And I have a little AC going in my garage and a fan trying to vent out the heat, but it's still 94 degrees in here right now. So it's crazy hot to be working on the car in this stuffy garage. If it was outside, it wouldn't be so bad because I would have airflow, but it's really stuffy in here. And if I open up the garage door, then the sun is beating right in, making it worse. So what I'm gonna be doing is working on the car at nighttime, where it's a lot cooler. Makes sense, right? So for now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go get some parts for the MR2, because last night I kind of was just not making a lot of progress because I'm missing a lot of components. So I'm on the way to the store right now. I'm gonna get what I need so tonight I can make some real progress on this car. my night shift begins. This is gonna be the second night in a row that I've been working on Mr. Dos. So tonight, now that I think I have almost everything I need, my goal is to get this thing as close to ready to run as possible. Got my work cut out for me tonight. El gato, would you like to come with me? No? Okay, no cat. Let me give you a little rundown real quick on where I'm at because I didn't really do much talking last night. I was more just kind of going through the parts I had, and my dryer likes to play music when it's done. So what I am at right now is I got a trunk full of garbage that I need to sort through, clean out. I have the trunk carpet now that Charlie dropped off for me today. So I'm going to put the trunk carpet back in the car and get the ECU back on there. Then I gotta get the wires for the ECU routed back in here because the ECU is located in the trunk. And I'm going to hook up the intercooler piping, blow off valve, connect some more fuel lines and vacuum lines, and I'm gonna try to get this thing as buttoned up as best as possible. So the next video where I work on this, all I really gotta do is repair that fuel line and put the new axle nut on, and that should be it. Should be ready to try to start the car. I'm so excited. I want Mr. Dos to run. I hope he's fixed. I hope he runs after all this. Look, there's no more junk in the trunk. Sorry. Alright, so I have all the stuff cleared out of there. Got the trunk cleaned up. I cleaned it really well. I got all the dirt and crap out of there. Got the trunk carpet back on, the weather stripping back on, the plastic trim back on. Got most of the wiring ran through, but now I'm trying to find my EA1 and whatever else goes right here. I forgot there's another box that goes right here that these guys plug into. It's 10:45 at night. I spent 2 hours cleaning the trunk up and putting the weather stripping back on. It took me a lot longer because I had everything connected, taillights hooked up, all the wiring was hooked up, and then I realized I forgot the rubber grommet that goes on the second firewall, I guess you want to call it. So I had to undo everything and then run my grommet through the entire wiring harness and then put it back on. Oops. What is this? Huh. Don't you love taking over other people's projects? It's my favorite. I know this relay goes in the trunk, so you can see all this stuff is all the parts I have for this MR2. I have a bunch of extra mirrors, so if there's any MR2 people watching right now, I will have some extra parts left over for this car, and I know how hard it is to get parts for SW20s, so I will let you know when I'm getting rid of everything. I'm going to just move on to the engine bay and keep sorting through wires and getting the wiring harnesses set up in there, and if I come across the 22 pin for the ECU, I'm going to stuff it through the second firewall, and then I can button up this trunk. So the whole entire reason why the engine came out of this car, if you guys aren't caught up with my channel and you missed those older videos with why the engine was pulled out of the MR2, I will put a link up above to the build series of this car and specifically that video that I'm talking about on why we pulled the engine. But the reason why it was pulled because there was tons of wiring issues in the engine and body harness, and the only way to really get to them and inspect them, it was just easier to have the engine out, which it only took 2 hours for me to pull the engine. so it really wasn't that difficult. The engine was pulled and I took the harness out of the car and went wire by wire with a multimeter and checked continuity and looked for broken and burnt wires, and I found a bunch of broken and burnt wires on the body harness where it connects to the engine harness. So after repairing the harness, replacing all those bad wires and a couple melted, it was a plug that goes to the fuel pump relay. That one, the inside terminals were just caked full of the creepy green death, and they were kaput. So those terminals were replaced inside the plug along with the wires. They were trimmed back to a point where the wire was actually good and serviceable, and a couple of them were depinned and completely replaced. So now that that's done, there's one junction. It's a ground of 4 ground wires that all come together. That was the main culprit with a lot of the issues this car had, because those grounds go to the fuel system, like the fuel pump sending unit and the fuel, there was another one, I don't remember, it was like 8 months ago. So I'm going to solder that one little union, that it's just a bunch of wires all come together. Before, Toyota had a little metal crimp that was on there, and that crimp was completely covered in corrosion. Look at that, you got a trunk. Da-da-da. I don't want to shut it all the way yet. I hope you guys don't mind this type of video with me just like talking and then working and then talking and then working. I'm doing this in this video because I'm trying to make progress, and if I'm like too worried about moving my camera around and getting shots and angles and all kinds of stuff to make a fancy YouTube video, I will never get this car done. So I'm trying to sacrifice a little bit, so hope you guys don't mind, but I think you'd probably rather see this thing running than me like doing all kinds of crazy shots of putting oil in an engine or zip tying some wires together, right? So I'm trying to get the cable for the speedometer, the speed sensing cable. It's late, alright, give me a break. I forgot what the name of the cable is. I'm trying to get it into the transmission, but it has a keyway on it, and whenever I try to put it down into its socket, the key turns because I have to bend it to get it down into the socket. It's a huge pain in the butt. I'm going to show you what I'm struggling with. Whenever I try to line up this keyway, I can't stick my fingers in here to line it up because it goes down inside a socket. And this key is supposed to face me, and whenever I go to try to put it in there, it ends up turning and facing the other way. It's a huge pain, and I'm struggling with it. Now I guess I'm gonna keep fighting with it till I get it. This is really fun. Staying up till like 4 or 5 in the morning in my garage working on Mr. Dose. This power terminal thing looks like short circuit. Stay alive, number 5. I have a cut right there, and then there's another one right there, and then I got a cut on my wrist. I got cuts everywhere now. I look like I get abused. So got most of the wiring done, bulk of the wiring done at least, and now I ran into an issue that I think was never even resolved to begin with. I noticed that the O2 sensor on the 3S GTE is a 1-wire sensor. There's only 1 wire, but if you look at the wiring harness right here, has 2 wires. There's this little tuft of silver wiring, and then this red wire is soldered to the copper wire that's inside here. So it's a 2-wire harness, but the O2 sensor is 1 wire. I'm guessing that this 1-wire O2 sensor receives its voltage to the wire, and then it just grounds out through the turbo right there where it actually screws into it. And then on this harness right here, maybe the second wire is a provided ground and then the first wire is your 12 volts. Or is this possibly like a loop where it requires the voltage to go in and then a percentage of the voltage will come back on the second wire? I don't think it would work like that, but I'm really confused what I should do with this O2 sensor. I figured I'd sit down real quick and take a break, an intermission, because so many of you after my last video went and supported my Patreon. I got kind of a flood of like 15-20 people that went to Patreon to help me out with my projects. I want to say thank you. Like from the bottom of my heart, you don't know how much that means to me. Like the fact that people go out of their way to help a complete stranger, even though I am providing you content. I'm starting to cry. Sorry. I'm just really emotional from seeing Charlie today. I'm buying parts for these cars, so it's on the up and up. Hopefully my channel is gonna get even more and more interesting because I really wanna try to stick to my core of doing project builds. That's like the core of this channel is really the car project builds. The detailing, the car reviews, all that stuff is just like extra to try to break up the channel and make it like have a wide variety of content, but the core, like my passion, is going to be my project builds. As far as the engine goes, this is the progress I've made so far. Now I don't have the intercooler piping and the charge pipe hooked up yet. That's still off, but all this wiring right here, I have the fuse box mounted, I have the relays mounted, everything's hooked up. They're all wired to the ECU in the trunk, and that is all hooked up. I do have a couple harnesses left over that aren't going to anything right now, and that's because there's a few more components that I need to install over here along the second firewall and then plug them in. And then over in that back corner, I just gotta put the air box. So I've made significant progress. I know it doesn't look like it, but that's just because the intercooler piping's not on there in the air box. Once that's in there and that's really quick to install, this thing will look pretty close to being done. So, and the engine is full of oil now, which is a huge bonus. I haven't added coolant yet, but I'm probably gonna wait because I need a coolant hose that is missing. The one I have is damaged, so I'm not going to hook that up. This right here is a crankcase breather, so I believe this goes to my intake piping or the air box. But yeah. Alright, we're going into the car real quick. I'm going to show you the fuel line that is damaged on here. This is what would prevent me from finishing this car up, because I could probably keep going another 2 hours, get the air box in and the intercooler piping, and I would have the car like 95% done. There might be a few other little things here and there that aren't hooked up, but for the most part it's pretty close to being able to run, or at least try to start it. See right here, there's a soft fuel line that is completely severed. I'm gonna have to replace that, and then right here there's a hard line, and this thing is completely just mangled. So I'm gonna have to cut this back right here, put a fitting back here further, and then just run the soft line to the fitting over here. I think. At least that's probably the smartest thing to do, because I can't get a new fuel line for this car. And that'd be kind of a huge pain to do. So that's what's preventing me from getting this thing to run. I gotta get that fuel line. Hopefully, the next video I do this, I will have the remaining pieces that I need, like the fuel line. I'll have the nut for the passenger side rear wheel, and I will get this O2 issue solved. And I believe those are the last few little things I'm gonna need under the hood here. I think I'm gonna call this a wrap. And the next video will be on Teeter Tot, because I got parts coming for him that should be here this same day, but later, some point in time. Really confused with this working during the night thing. So I'll see you guys soon in another video. Bye.